Be good. Be very good.
Hey guys, it's me, Yaya. Woohoo, Yaya! And today let's do this. Let's talk hormones today. Today we have Lucy Libido on the show, and we're gonna be talking about hormones, her new hormone lab that she's got, all the things that are going on, and why she jumped into hormones. That's scary. Hormones, especially for us women that are going through the time and change of life. Losing weight. I don't want to talk about it. I really don't. Let's just go ahead. Lucy, welcome
Hello.
to the show. Hey.
Hey, so good to be here.
Oh, thank you so much for being here. Okay, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about hormones. Let's talk about the whole thing because uh is what all I got to say. It's just I mean, where do you start? Where do you start? Like, just take it away.
Just take it away. Okay,
Just
I'll just
take it
chat.
away.
Well, my name is Lucy Libido. Actually, that's my author pen name. I'm known on social media as Lucy. I started a group to help women to balance hormones with natural solutions. It's a fantastic community. I wrote a best-selling book about it. And then I had a kind of a life-changing experience where I was having pain in my neck and chest. Now, I'm a health coach. Like, I'm a retired dancer, athlete, nutritionist. Like, I do all the right things. And I was getting this strange pain and it was getting worse and worse. It was making me really nervous. So I went to had it checked out, and I experienced what a lot of women experience and that was like being dismissed. Like, oh, it's probably in your head. It might be heartburn. Maybe you've got a gallstone. I'm like, no, I have this severe pain. Like, I have done natural labor. I've broken bones. Like, I know what severe pain is. Like, this isn't normal. This isn't in my head. And I had to really advocate for myself and tell people, hey, I don't just come into the emergency room with severe pain and it's like heartburn. I know the difference. You need to rule things out because something is really, really wrong. It turned out that I had a pulmonary embolism in my lung that was blocking oxygen to my lungs, and I was actually having lung necrosis, which means the lung was dying. And that's why it felt like this knife stabbing pain in my back. And had I not really advocated for myself, like, that could have been very, very life-threatening. Fortunately, it was treated. But the interesting thing is that so often women go to the doctor and we say, like, something's off, something's wrong. And maybe it's not life-threatening, but like, I just can't focus. Like, I'm just sad all the time, but I'm not usually a sad person, and something's weird. And a lot of times that can be part of the changes that we experience as we go through perimenopause, which can be anywhere from our late 30s all the way up to our 50s. And so when things don't feel right, we need to go and get a person who can advocate for us. Unfortunately, in the Western medical model, there's zero training in curriculum on perimenopause and menopause, and literally only a couple of hours of training on nutrition for these kinds of things. And so the functional holistic nutritionist space is a space where we really shine in this area. There are more push for the medical community to include perimenopause care and to include menopause care, but right now it doesn't really exist. There's not even codes for it in insurance. And so women are just completely like left to their own devices when suddenly their periods are wonky. They're getting heavier, they're getting closer, they're getting further. They're experiencing this new PMS rage, which is very hormone related in perimenopause. They're getting frozen shoulder. They're getting this new brain fog, and they're like, do I have ADD? And it very much can be hormone shifts. And so as a hormone nutritionist, this is where I offer programs and services, from group programs to one-on-one functional lab programs where we do testing and protocols, so that you can go through this time in your life with confidence, with clarity, not feel like you're being ignored or dismissed, and we can find out solutions based on your body and what you need, so that you can live your life long, young, healthy, happy, because you deserve to live the best years of your life in the best health of your life.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like,
I've been there.
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Did you not like name me like frozen shoulders right here
Mm-hmm.
with a bone spur to
Mm-hmm.
top it off?
Oh,
Yay.
she's like, I've been there. Wow.
Yeah, hey, why not? Just stab her every time she moves, why don't you? You know? And then the whole perimenopause thing lasted a lot longer than 10 years, mind you. All right. Then we got the whole thing. It's just a crazy nightmare is what it is. And if you don't know what it is, what you're going through, you think you're dying.
Yeah, perimenopause can range from like so subtle to
Yeah.
very severe, and everybody experiences different things. And this is why it's so frustrating for women that have signs and symptoms. Of one woman might be like, oh, no big deal, I went through that transition just fine, and other people were like, I literally became suicidal, because there's such a range of how we experience this transition. And wherever you feel is, your body is telling you something. I always say, if your body is telling you something, it's for a reason. It's saying something is wrong. We can step in and we can help you with that.
Yeah, definitely. I am the kind of person that I will leave you as a doctor and go somewhere else. And
Hmm.
I did that. I had a doctor who wasn't paying attention to me, wasn't listening to what I was telling them. I didn't know I had frozen shoulder. I was in aches and pains all the time. They didn't, you know what they did? They sent me a medication and they're saying, oh, you're just, whatever. They said, and they're like, here's some medicine. I said, you didn't even see me. Like, I didn't even go in the office. You just prescribed something. I got a prescription on my phone from Walgreens saying that, oh, take this. So yeah, I told her, I said, when they call me back, she said, oh, you're due to see her again. I said, you're the reason I have white coat. I said, that's the first thing that came out of my mouth. And she was like, what? I was like, you're the reason I have white coat. I am never coming to see you ever again. Don't you ever call me ever again. I mean, I went off on it. I talk about hormones. I was going off on this doctor. I finally got
You're
a doctor.
having a bad day.
Oh my gosh. I finally got a doctor who actually listens, and she wants me to take like natural things first to see if it might be something like as easy as vitamin C, as easy as, magnesium. It could be so easy. She's like, first things first, let's get your blood taken so that we can see where you're lacking, like vitamin D. She says, don't ever take B12. You have plenty of that. So we went through like all of that, and that's what made me feel comfortable. So
Yeah.
we talk about things, and now I don't have white coat.
That's amazing.
It's
And your experience is not unique, because in the medical model, and first of all, like, I have nothing against doctors or medicine. Like, I feel like everything has its place. It's just hormones and transition is not an area that they're strong in, because there's not training on it. And it's really not a medical based model. It's really nutritive and stress and cortisol and insulin related. And sometimes, adaptogens and supplements or hormone therapy. And so when you say I'm having this pain, and if it is perimenopause related, there's not training on that. And so their first course is going to be a drug or surgery. That's what they have to offer. But if a drug or surgery isn't going to fit the root cause of why you're experiencing these things, then it's going to just be a Band-Aid cover up, or it's not going to help with fixing the things that are causing those issues. But functional nutrition, that's what we do. We know this, we understand this. We can do a lot of work even without labs and blood work. I have a group program where we go step by step. It's called the Happy Hormone Lab. We go step by step through understanding everything that your body is telling you and what that means and how to make choices around that. And then I also have an elite functional lab program. That's a one-on-one program where we're doing functional lab testing, and we're setting up a protocol and a system for you over several months to help to resolve the issues that are happening in your body. And they're both phenomenal tools. And I feel like every woman, especially if you're like in your 40s where things are changing, but even in your late 30s, and I have a lot of clients in their 50s and 60s too. If your body is going through these changes and you're feeling confused and you don't know where to turn, someone like me is going to be a person who can help you, who can guide you, and can put you through a program as small and simple as a 6 to 8 week long Happy Hormone Lab program, where I teach you step by step what your body is telling you and how to make good choices, and get into our community for support, which is very low cost, or into a really in-depth functional lab program to resolve, deeper issues. Like, I have something for everyone, and I feel like every woman should go through this if they're going through their 40s and 50s or even late 30s, because it's going to be such a help for them.
Let me tell you, Lucy, I am telling you right now, I went through that whole thing by myself and I wanted to kill somebody. I was like, why?
You're on the difficult side of the spectrum. I'm like, this is difficult.
I felt all the things that they gave me, made me angrier.
Oh,
It
that's
was
not
like,
good.
why do I want to bite you right now? Like, I want to just, like, I want to turn into one of those living dead people and just bite you, like, rip you apart. That's what I felt like. I was like, oh my gosh, why am I feeling so aggravated by
Mhm.
just people not listening? And so
That is a huge sign of progesterone deficiency, where we are so anxious and angry and on edge and triggered so easily. And doing there's natural tools that can help with that, from getting our cortisol down, getting our insulin down, supplementing with adaptogens and herbs that support our progesterone levels,
yeah,
all the way up to like oral micronized progesterone. There are things that can help with that. But if we don't know that, then how do
I
we
know
get
that
that?
now. I know it
Yeah.
now. I know it now.
Yeah.
Now. Right back then, I just wanted to kill somebody. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail. If you feel like I'm going to jail, this is not normal, you need to go ahead and check out
You need to
Lucy.
call me first before you
Right.
make any of
You
the
need to
choices.
call Lucy. Don't go to jail.
Get in one of my
All right.
labs. Let's
Yeah,
help you
get into
out.
the
I'll
lab,
see
and
you
we're gonna be
through.
talking about that. The Happy Hormone Lab opens it's opening soon, right?
Yeah, we
So
have it. Yes.
tell me
So
about that.
we do them kind of semester based. We'll do 1 to 2 in the spring and 1 to 2 in the fall. And so
Mm-hmm.
I have one coming up right at the end of October right now. So if your listeners are listening to this live, they
Nice.
can hop in really, really quick. Now, if it's like later, you can always come check me out at lucylibido.com. Also, the happyhormonelab.com. You can see when my next opening is for my group program. So if you're having any of these kinds of symptoms, like feeling overwhelmed, weak, brain fog, irritability, less resilient to stress, but your environment necessarily hasn't changed, or if you just feel like you're not feeling like you anymore, if you're dealing with menstrual migraines, bad periods, heavy cramps, breast tenderness, fibroids, or cysts, if you're gaining weight midlife, even though you're exercising the same and eating the same, that can be a sign of cortisol and estrogen changes. We can give you tools for that. If you're having hormonal acne around your period, if you're constantly irritable, and PMS gets so much worse in perimenopause. And I think one of the gravest deceptions in the perimenopause conversation is that, oh, if you're still having your period, then you're not in menopause, because menopause is defined as when you're not having your period. But the most difficult time for so many women is the few years leading up to that, when we're still cycling. So we have enough
You said
hormones to
cycling or cycle?
cycle,
Wait,
but
did you
we don't
say
but we don't
did you
have
say
regular
cycling?
ovulations.
Did you say
Yeah, and
cycling or
so
psycho? Because I was psycho cycling.
right, because if you're cycling, some physicians will be like, "Oh, well, you're not menopause, so like there's nothing I
Oh,
can do for you." Whereas like perimenopause is, for some women, worse than menopause, the 5 to 10 years before, as everything shifts, and you could still be cycling during that time. So
yeah.
it's not just whether or not you're having a period that's going to define it. It's really going to be your symptoms. So we've had a lot of people in the Happy Hormone Lab that have had incredible results from menstrual migraines, improving their libido, and then improving their brain fog, their digestion, and it's a place that we really, really love to be. So it's the perfect option for someone who is like, wants something more than just, hey, you got to figure this out on your own, right? There's like, figuring it out on your own does not work. But going to a medical doctor who says like, oh, here's a pain med, or here's an SSRI, which, by the way, there have been studies showing that women who are hormone deficient and given SSRIs, they actually will have better outcomes when utilizing hormone therapy. Like, for me, that should be the first line of defense, but many physicians weren't taught that. And so, SSRIs are their first line. Whereas if we can get hormones balanced, a lot of those anxious and angry emotions can really be calmed in that perimenopause community. So, and there's a lot of natural tools that we can use: oils, herbs, supplementation, adaptogens. I've got some hormone supports that I use in my lab. We use an adaptogen drink that helps to balance hormones. It's called Balance for Her. It's perfect for perimenopause. It's affordable. It's easy to get. It's over the counter. It gives you the minerals and adaptogens you need in order to help to calm those emotions. It helps calm your cycle. And this is something that like anyone in perimenopause can use. And then we can go all the way up to prescriptive options if we want to look at prescriptive hormone therapy. If that's right for you, I can help guide you through making those decisions as to like, hey, where do I start? What are my goals? What are going to be the best tools for me? I'm your girl. I'm your girlfriend in that situation.
Yeah, girl. Mm, mm, mm. You said it. You said a mouthful. I'm telling you, you said a mouthful. That's exactly what I went through. I'm not going through that anymore. I'm kind of on the other side of it. But oh goodness, I don't even want
Well,
to
let
go
me ask
back.
you something. What was harder, the leading up to it or now?
Child, the leading up, it was like, what is going on with me? Like 1 month I'll have my period, then the next month I don't have it. But then like 2 months down the line, all of a sudden it hits me like a bang, like, here, I'm here. What's up? You know, like, can you just calm down? And then in between, I was going on an emotional roller coaster because in
Yes.
between the periods, at least you feel normal. Like when I was younger, I was like, man, I can't wait to get rid of my period. It was the time leading up to getting rid of the period that really got me.
The
And then
hardest, right? And this is
afterwards,
where the medical model fails us.
oh my
Not
God,
that they
girl.
aren't good in other areas. It's
Mm,
there was no training on this. The training was you don't need any support, or we don't need to have this conversation until after you've stopped having your period for a year. And like we said, for
yeah,
many, the worst period is not there. The worst period is the 5 to 10 years before that, and that's when you start stepping in and supporting yourself in those late 30s, 40s, early 50s. When you get that support, then the transition is so much easier and healthier because we know that women have better long-term outcomes when
yeah.
we're ensuring that that transition is smooth and that we're getting what we need through it.
Girl, mm, I I hope that people out there listening today, if you're going through it, leading up to it, done it, been there, you're in it, or you're past it, and you're in that moment where even afterwards. Okay, so like I went through it. I thought I was gonna kill somebody, but I got through that. I didn't kill anybody. I swear I didn't kill anybody. I
Very good.
I looked at them sideways like, you really want to do this? But other than that, I was good. I was good. But then when I got into menopause, like real menopause, my body felt different than
Mhm.
when I was not in menopause. I felt like I was tired. I was gaining weight. That is something that I still, losing weight is like, why?
It's different. And that is like literally
Oh,
our first chapter in the Happy Hormone Lab. And the reason why is that is the number one complaint of women in menopause is like, I'm eating the same and exercising, and yeah, I'm getting weight, and it's so hard to
I
lose weight.
actually,
And everyone wants to know how to lose weight. And it's because it's not about calories anymore. It's about a lot of women are even under eating. We need to be getting the right amount of protein and fiber, and we need to be getting our cortisol down and our insulin down because that's going to impact our ability to lose weight more than calories. So we were always taught calories. And so I teach women who are in perimenopause who want to manage their healthy weight how to do that in a different way that we weren't taught because we were taught how to lose weight as a 20 and 30-year-old. I
yeah.
teach you how to manage your weight in a healthy way post menopause by focusing on your, like we hear the word macros a lot, but protein, fiber, but also making sure that cortisol stays down because when cortisol is up, we're going to just hold and that's not going to budge. So we teach you how to do that in the lab.
Girlfriend, girlfriend, the weight thing. I've changed every aspect of my diet and the weight comes off, but it comes off way slower. But I
Yeah.
think because I'm doing weights, light weights with my exercises, it's really helping. I'm not losing weight, like the scale isn't changing, but my body is getting smaller.
And that is the goal. Like,
Right, which is different.
don't worry about the scale. You want to be building muscle because in menopause, we lose muscle mass. We also
Mhm.
lose bone mass. And so sometimes we think we're losing weight, but we're losing muscle and bone. And we don't
Yeah.
want to lose muscle and bone because that's protective for us in our years, like our 60s, 70s, 80s. We need to have healthy bone and muscle mass now. So it's all about building healthy bones and building healthy muscles, not worrying about that number on that scale, but feeling strong so that you can do
Yeah.
the things that you love and you can keep doing that for decades to come.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people don't realize that though, because I figured out all of that later on. Like, okay, wait, the scale isn't moving, but I'm getting smaller.
Mm-hmm.
The scale isn't moving, but ooh, my legs are getting smoother.
Yeah.
The
More
scale
muscle, less
isn't
fat.
moving. Yeah, the scale isn't moving, but I'm not saying hello twice. Hello. So it's like, these little things that really, back in the day, I would be looking at the scale going, okay, I'm losing weight, and
Yes.
I would still have muscle and bone, but I would be losing fat. But now it's more like I gotta build muscle, forget
Mhm.
about the scale.
Yes.
Okay. And
Right.
the stomach, what is
Mhm.
up with the stomach?
Well, we tend to hold more weight around our belly post-menopause for a couple of reasons. One is our estrogen gets lower, and we actually store estrogen in our fat cells and in our stomach fat cells. So when we have less, our body tends to compensate by holding it more in the belly. The second is if we aren't taking good care of ourselves, and if we have gut issues, we're going to have more gut dysbiosis, which impacts our thyroid, which impacts our metabolism. The other is higher cortisol levels is going to impact weight gain around the belly because cortisol weight will go right to our belly. So when we look at that belly fat in menopause, we're not looking at calories. We're looking at your cortisol. We're looking at your insulin. We're looking at your gut health and your gut dysbiosis. We're looking at your thyroid levels, and we're looking at your liver. Because when those things are working optimally, then we tend to not compensate by holding it in our bellies so much.
And what happens to men around this time?
I haven't men too. It's just different. So like we say that women, we're like da 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 da. That's a crash, right?
Yeah.
Men, they're kind of just like they have this very, very, very kind of slow decline over time, but they never completely like go off the cliff because they can like their testes continue to put out testosterone for their whole lives. Not as much in when you're 80 versus when you're 20. Like, granted, right? It's going to be different. It does lower, but like we have a sharp drop because of ovulation. So our gonads are, it's like such a funny word, but gonads, like for us, our ovaries, for them it's testes, right? Theirs just keep
Yeah.
working because they don't stop putting out. Ours actually, we stop ovulating. And when we stop ovulating, we have this crash. And leading up to that, we're trying to ovulate, but we can't. And we're trying, but we can't. But I'm supposed to be ovulating, but I shouldn't be ovulating anymore. And so we get these big hormone spikes. And that leads to these massive hormone swings. And that's where things like adaptogens and minerals can really help in perimenopause. And for men, it's just like a little bit more of a slow decline. And the other difference between men and women, which is so frustrating, is it's so easy for men to go and get testosterone therapy. They can just walk into any clinic and be like, oh, I'm having a hard time getting a boner. Oh, here's some testosterone. Women were like, I'm having mood swings. I'm so angry. My frozen, my shoulders and my hips aren't working anymore. Like I have major like anxious and depression, even though like my life hasn't changed. And they're just like, you sound like you need an SSRI. But those are all symptoms of hormone loss. And so, because like it's physically evident, but it's more internal, we're just so often overlooked for like, oh wow, you sound like you need some progesterone and some estrogen. Whereas men, like, they receive those services for sexual wellness, but we tend to need them more for emotional and physical wellness, although it does impact our sexual wellness as well. And that's not valued or prioritized sometimes. And so it's can be harder for us to get the therapies that we need. I mean, not when you work with me. When you work with me, I will go through like everything that's natural, everything that's holistic, everything you get over the counter, and then we'll talk about if you're a good candidate for hormone therapy. I'll get you in with a prescriber because to me it matters. Having healthy hormones lifelong is so important for your brain, your heart, your joints, your muscles, your sanity, your libido, everything. And so when you come in and you work with me, we take an approach where we look at everything. We look at all of your gaps. We look at how we can help you with your nutrition, with your exercise, with your mental health, with your brain fog, with your gut health, with your thyroid health, with your liver health. And we set up a step-by-step system to help you, and we support you along the way. Because it's a lot to say, do this, but a lot of women, we need support. And so that's why in my programs, we do them in cohort or kind of semester quarter systems, because I actually walk you through it beginning to end. Then we start with a new group because women have better outcomes when you have a person that you can check in with on a consistent, ongoing basis versus just watching a course and having a PDF and being told, here, do this.
Yeah.
We know that we don't have the same kind of outcomes. And so that's why my programs are, they're more immersive where you actually get me in the program.
Girl, somebody needs somebody. We need somebody, sometimes, something. I am telling you, this is crazy. You know what? I don't like men anymore. Nope, don't like men. No, don't like men anymore. I don't want to hear it. It's like I don't want to hear it, baby. I'm sick. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it because you ain't going through what I'm going through. That's basically what we do. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, we're going through. So these hormones can affect our sleeping. They can affect our weight. They can affect our focus. They can affect our vision. They can affect everything. And so getting with someone like yourself to actually help us to get through and to maintain is essential. Essential. If I can't say it enough, I'll say it again. It's essential. So you have your Happy Hormone Lab, and it is starting, I do believe, October 27th, and people can register.
Starting October 27th. Yep. So if you want to get into that, we've got a link for you that you guys can use. You can join the lab. The lab is like a 6 to 8 week long program, depending on how many people we have in the group. You get a course that you have access to. They give you the information that you can watch at your own schedule. And then we also have asynchronous support where you can ask questions. I give you success strategies for you to do, and I hold you accountable. You turn them in. And I help you and I support you through that. And then we also have life coaching sessions on an ongoing basis throughout the program. We rotate morning and evenings for different work schedules and time zones so that you get real support from a real person that's going to be such a higher value than telehealth, where you visit someone once and you're told what to do and you're left on your own, because we actually support you through the whole entire journey.
That's sweet. That's sweet. I'm going to have that link in the description box wherever you may be watching, so you can go ahead and check it out for yourself. Listen, I am telling you right now, darling. Yeah. I mean, how can I just go through the whole thing? This is just a multiplicity of things that happen to women that men can never handle. They can't do it. They can't even handle a period pain. They can't handle it. You are not strong enough. Thank you, Lucy, for being on the show. Did we miss anything today that you'd like to say?
No, I don't think so. I have a free gift for your listeners. We have a hormone quiz to help you to understand your hormone type. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that. We'll drop that in the notes below of your hormone type. And then we also have some a supplement guide with some recommendations on things that you can take, every woman can take in that perimenopause transition, which is anywhere from your late 30s all the way up to your early 50s. These are specific supplements that help with perimenopause. They're going to help give you all the vitamin and nutrients that you need. They're going to help with brain fog and focus in the mornings. They're going to help with energy. We have a really good gut support that's going to help with thyroid conversion, to help your thyroid, which helps your metabolism. We've got an evening supplement that helps with mood, to help calm and de-stress. It helps you to become more resilient to stress, so things don't trigger you as much. And then we have our amazing hormone support balance for her. And this is great for women who are cycling or not cycling. It gives you minerals and adaptogens to help to calm your mood, your mind, give you support for your hormones. And it helps with that PMS that we deal with as we go through peri, that craziness we feel. And it also helps with our cycles. And for post-menopause, it helps with dryness. So it is an incredible thing that you can use over the counter. I recommend it to everyone who's in my lab, but I also don't gatekeep that, because I know that sometimes people are like, you might be listening to this and one of my labs just closed and my next one hasn't opened, and you're like, well, I want to start on something right now that's going to at least help with my nutrition gaps. That's something that anyone today, right now, can jump in and grab, and they can do. Even if I don't have a lab open, if my lab is full, that's something you can start with until you can get in a lab, or you can get, sometimes I have a wait list for my one-on-ones. That's something that people can do right away to help with that nutrition gap, which is going to be a part of all of my programs. And that's something you could start right now.
That is sweet. And you're keeping people safe by doing this.
Yes, because these are nutritive tools that anyone can use. They're over the counter. They're safe for everyone. The stuff that's really very, very deep dive precision point, we do those in my one-on-one programs.
I gotcha. I was more considering the anger part of the whole process. You're keeping people safe away from us.
Yes. Oh yes, it's safe from you. You take this, you'll be safe from her.
Just give this to her.
If she takes it, you'll be safe from her.
Just give this to her and step back. Thank you so much,
Exactly.
Lucy. I appreciate it. What a one. I mean, when you're getting into stuff like this and you're helping people out, especially women that really, I found that almost all studies for weight loss and for exercise were done on men.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's like, okay, so
And if they were
hello.
done on women, they weren't postmenopausal women.
They weren't.
It's completely different. It's a
It's
completely different
totally
ballgame.
different. Totally different. So, hey, ladies, throw your scale out. That's right. You can actually hate your scale. All right. All of my, you know, my women in menopause and perimenopause, all of us can throw the scale out. Let's have a
So
scale
yeah, just
burning
work with me.
party. We'll have a scale burning party. We'll just burn our scales
And just
outside.
come work with me because I'll get you where you need to be. Your
That's
scale's not going to do that. I will do that.
right. That's right. So throw your scales out. It's not about the scale anymore. It's more than that now.
Yeah. And sign up for the Happy Hormone Lab. Get on some good nutrition, and
That's
let's
right.
get your
That's right.
hormones balanced.
That's right. And we're going to have that information in the description box wherever you may be watching. And also to that quiz, we're going to have that link down there so you can go ahead and get your type quiz and
Yep.
check yourselves out. So, yeah, do that for me, okay? Because I know exactly what you're going through. And I've been there, done that, and don't want to reach her. Thank you very much. So, Lucy can help you.
So, and you can find me on Instagram, Lucy Libido. I am a fun follow. Facebook, I'm Lucy Libido, and online, my website to sign up for my lab, lucylibido.com. Also, you can go to happyhormonelab.com. They kind of just converge together, but that's where you can find me to come join my lab.
That's it. That's it, guys. Thank you guys so much. And thank you again, Lucy, for being on the show. I appreciate it so much. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thanks
And
for having me. It's been fun.
anytime, anytime. And until next time, when you come back on the show and let us know how it's going, I'll see you guys later. Don't forget
All
to dare
right.
to be different. Bye,
All right.
guys. Thank you for watching.